I did want to mention, while you were reading, I had this image of that we're just a view. Everybody's a view. We're free beings of light, but we're also a view. And then each lifetime we come into, it's a different view. We take on bodies and are conditioned through our environment, and we bring our past with us. We get a view. We go into the dream state. We don't have this cumbersome body to deal with, so we can go around and get different views in the real side. We have more access to these views without the body. Then the real guides come in, and they give us different views, different experiences. They can do that. They can with, like Lila read, if we allow them to, they will give us different views. And I see that. So we're all we are. If you really look at it, is we're just a view. It makes sense that all these experiences we have in the physical and other psych realms, well, these are just to help us wake up to more of a bigger view and to recognize the is. So again, it's a different protocol than we've been used to all these lifetimes. It takes a real risk taker, and you can see how Dwayne, listening to what he wrote there is just tremendous. How his experiences and viewpoints, those aren't mundane spiritual religious. These are hard-earned viewpoints that he's gathered throughout lifetimes, working with Rebbe Zartars and alongside Paul Twitchell. That these things are, they're just. You can see that the more you get into this, the more you allow this reality to come into your five bodies, and the more your real awareness can, the five bodies can recognize the real awareness, and the real awareness can recognize what's going on with the bodies and manage them, and better survival you will have, more benefits you'll have, just a greater viewpoint. And it's not about happiness, really. You have that, but it's not about love. You have that if you want. It's not about peace or anything. It's just really the adventure is, again, from personal experience, is just from the adventure lies in the awareness. It's becoming more aware. That in itself covers all the bases. We think love covers all the bases, but look where we are. If love worked, then this world would be a lot better off, but it's going nowhere. But awareness, if a person has more awareness, they're more considerate to others. They don't destroy what supports them. They make sense of things. They support what supports them. And in this case, life supports us, so we support life. We support this reality we call the all is, and we support each other. The others that are making sense of things. They're just trying to survive and be, the benefit for the planet. We support those people, or at least we acknowledge them. We can't support everybody in any presentation foundation, but we can acknowledge them. And if they want to come on board, we have so many opportunities for them to. Again, we provide guidance and education, and even a real profession or real purpose, a job with a real purpose. Not too far from now, we will have more opportunities like that where they can work for the betterment of the environment instead of the betterment of the corporations and the military-industrial complex. So we will have opportunities for them to work helping to clean up the planet in whatever way they want, in communities of their own choosing, without government interference. We don't need the big government. And all this taking place is, again, agreement. It's about agreement. It's not about violence or overthrowing anybody. Everybody has their right to create what they want, but so do we, and we don't have to agree. So our position is we're making sense of what we have to work with here right now. And the more you listen to shows like this, the better off, things will start opening up for you gradually. It's not going to be a huge enlightenment moment where everything is revealed to you. It's going to be in pieces, because we can't handle that, or it just will not be. It's hard to recognize it, but if it's in small chunks, then it's easier to digest, so to speak. So keep listening to programs such as Lila's Bedtime Stories. Listen to Tim, 6 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook Live.
AM or PM?
Are you? I don't think you're that early. I think it's PM. Yeah, 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thus, the interpretation of a person's dreams are important enough to get the best assistance possible for one to better understand themselves. Life on Earth is so much more than just solving our daily situations and then feeling good about what we have done from our personal area. As long as one is here and having to deal with all there is, it's best to have the real guides constantly with us to provide a real education while we are going about in our daily affairs. Dream books and their mere interpretations will not take care of unseen problems, nor of the petitioning of prayer, as it only goes to the space gods. A person can have some success with their prayers, but as Rebus Artars once told me, praying is really to oneself. Of course, there will be incidences where it will provide something. And of course, the gods of man will assist at times because they want to keep people happy in their kingdoms and away from the real gods who provide the real freedom. The real gods teach people how to be self-sufficient and gain absolute and real freedom, while the authoritarians and their gods want people to worship and support them, along with all their self-made laws and commandments. A person can choose to become a real leader or just another unaware, worshiping follower with the rep systems and the rest of the blind leading the blind. Boy, I can see that in everybody. Mm-hmm. That's real easy. They just don't get it. They don't have the real awareness, and they just continue to do the same ho-hum days. They go by just the same old all the time. Nothing really exciting here. They go to work, they come home, back and forth and back and forth. A person can choose to become a real leader or just another unaware, worshiping follower with the rep systems and the rest of the blind leading the blind. Boy, is that dull. The idea of good overcoming evil in this world is not totally true, even though most of us have been taught that it is true. Good is relative, and to the extreme, evil is the dark side that rules the dark realm. These are the dualistic forces that all who are here must contend with and eventually get past to gain real freedom, or there will be no freedom for those who dilly-dally with these forces and who they are connected to. The idea of power rules this world and all the round worlds. For the most part, it is the abuse of power that is constantly being demonstrated, but in a cunning, constructed way, so as to look as though everything is in its natural order. Here is where a certain few who have control have created a landscape of distorted dream weaving for the onlooking public. A certain few are trapped in their own pleasure principle and are not interested in knowing about themselves and how their censor hides their true intentions of what they've decided. As I give these examples and retorts of what is taking place here, it is not that anything is set in stone, as there can always be a redeeming of things and situations. But it's up to each person to become more aware of what is really going on here. Otherwise, things will stay the same, as humans are more likely to take things for granted and hope for the best. Here again is a huge psychological and it's created situation that has been bombarded onto the masses. And that's the idea of hope. I saw an old newsreel about Adolf Hitler when he was campaigning to gain the support of the Nazi forces and causes. As the reporter was covering the event, he said something to the effect that here we are seeing Adolf Hitler among the crowds to give the German people hope. It is also interesting to notice how many of the presidents of the United States have run their campaign with the same idea so much of the time. Here again is where the created, distorted dream is right in front of everyone. But it all looks so good and so nicely fits in with everything that's going on. When a person pays attention to their dream visions, they will be shown what lies beyond the scenes of the world's situations, and also the true intentions of those who are so-called leaders. As I was growing up with my mother, my view of this life at that time was a certain way. But as I began to explore, I began to discover that most of all experience, what was so nice back then, is now not really how things are, and that have been put together realistically. I am not finding fault with what others decide, but merely pointing out that this world consists of, yes, it's true, there are a lot of good intentional people here, but at the same time, it is not they who rule the earth. For the most part, the certain few want to have an order of things on this planet, but at the same time, they want complete and absolute control. I suggest real guidance now.
we're coming to the end here of the show. Lila, it's getting just a few more minutes. So, I don't know, Tim, do you have any final thoughts before we cut off here?
Yeah, I was thinking about the pleasure principle and how so many people on Earth have the habits, addictions like drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, on and on. But I remember that Rebazar told Paul that only the brave and the bold go where those who aren't can't.
Those who are can't? What do you get from that?
Only the brave and the bold go where those who aren't brave and bold can't.
Oh, I see. Yes. Well, that's...
So it's the risk-taker position.
Yes.
You have to take the risk to test it, to find out if it's for you at this time, if you're ready.
Most people are so satisfied with just their humdrum lives, you know? They don't want what's more, what's exciting. They're just happy, you know, buying a new car, getting a promotion at work, having kids. You know, that's it, and they're happy with that.
But also the time comes when they aren't happy, when the diseases hit them or accidents happen or all those different things that could take place any moment in their lives to change their situation. The death of one very near or dear, or some extreme mental suffering, or maybe the witnessing of a metaphysical healing. Something has to take place to get a person's attention to change their habit or thought to want to try something new.
Oh, I think that's very true. I sure do. Otherwise, people just, they just go on and on and on. Yeah, that is true, to wake them up.
And to wake up, you can go to wonderfulworldwideeducators.com.
Yeah, that'll be something different or fun.
There's a lot of information on that website. You can contact Kelsey Lynn Brown. She's the main contact person for more information about Skype calls and projects you could do, social media projects. Right now we're doing a lot with the fairs. It's fair season. We'll be going up to Las Vegas this weekend to the UFO conference for a couple days to pass out flyers on tap lining, which is another topic. But there's a lot on that website, the wonderfulworldwideeducators.com, where you can find out how to order books and how to participate in the projects and just the Skype calls and listen to the Blog Talk Radio shows like this one and others.
So that will be all of the bedtime stories we have for this evening. I hope you've enjoyed them.
Shall we sing New You? Shall we sing New You?
Oh, yes. Okay. Let's do that by all means. Okay. Everybody, let's all, even you people out there, please join us. New You. may your dreams be